Wednesday, Parshat Shemini, we're going to do Ois Vuv in the Zera Shimshon. The Zera Shimshon brings down the Yalkut Shemini, and it says like this: Tanya, Seder Havdalois Kaitzad. What does it say? This Havdalois. How did Hashem? What's the divisions? It says Hamavdol min Kodesh l'Choil, ben Or l'Choshech, ben Yisur l'Amim, ben Yom Hashvi l'Shayishish me'amasa, ben Tumei l'Tur, ben Mayim el Yoin l'Tachtonim, ben Kohanim Levim v'Yisur Eilam. That's the Medrash. The Zera Shimshon is going to go ahead and explain the medrash that one brings to the other. One Havdalah brings to the next Havdalah. And how is that? He says as follows. He says that we see, and we know that there's a Havdalah ben Kodesh l'Choil. So therefore, it has to be that there's going to be also from Or l'Choshech. Okay, and how is that? Because first the Eibishter was Mavdil ben Kodesh l'Chol, that the tzaddikim from the Rishon, for the tzaddikim he made Olam Haba, for the Rishon he made Olam Hazeh. Now, since there's a difference, and when there's a Havdullah, there's a separation between tzaddikim and Rishon, so it has to be between Or and Choshech also. Why is that? Because like it says, the Eibishter made the world with Or, and he saw that the world wasn't roy to accept this Or and to use this Or. So he went ahead and he saved it and put it away for the tzaddikim losed lovay. And that's what it says. So we see that there's because there's been kodesh l'chol, there also has to be ben Or and choshech. And now that there's a difference between ben Or and choshech, there had to be a sun and a moon, because they had to be light and they had to be darkness. Now, this continues the Zera Shimshon, that if there's a difference between light and dark, there has to be something that lights up and something that gives bright light, which, like we said, is the moon and the sun. So if there's the difference between the moon and the sun, then that means there have to be a difference between Yisrael and the Umas HaOlam, because Yisrael goes lefi the moon, and the Umas HaOlam, all the nations of the world, go lefi the sun. Like it says in another medrash, in the Yalkut, that the sun that's only by day is for the Goyim, and the moon that you could see by day and by night, you could see it in the sky, is Klal Yisrael, which is going to always be ruling by day and by night. So that's now, if that's the case, then there's ben Yisrael limas ha'olam la'amim, right? So now we have ben kodesh l'chol, ben or l'choshech, ben Yisrael la'amim. Now, if there's a difference between, if there's a havdalah, if there's a separation between Yisrael and the other nations, then that brings to the separation of Yom HaShavi and l'shayshes Yimei HaMasa. Why is that? Because we know a ben noach, a goy, that shesh shovas, that keeps Shabbos, that doesn't do any malacha, is chayiv misa. And then that makes it that for a ben noach, there's no difference between Yom HaShvi and the rest of the 6 days of the week. So that's between Shvi and Shayshish Me'amasa. Now, that goes ahead and brings us to another stage, which is the difference, the separation between Tomei and Tohar. If there is a difference between Yisrael and Amim, and Yom HaShvi l'Shayshish Me'amasa, then that brings to the Tomei, difference between Tohar and Tomei, right? Ben Tomei l'Tohar, because it says Shabbos, the Tima, all the Riches Rois and everything are hidden and they're covered up. And it says also that the Taharas brings the Tam, the taste in Pyrus, the taste in all the fruits, and the smell in the fruits that we have is all from Tahara. And like he says, he brings down another thing. It says in Masechet Shabbos that the Eibishter said, "I have one tavlin, one spice, and Shabbos Shema, it's called Shabbos. And whoever keeps Shabbos has hana from that, has pleasure from that. And the tavlin of Shabbos, its smell is such a beautiful smell that radiates the world, and the mazikim have to stop working and doing their hezek on Shabbos." Now the tima, on the other hand, has a koyach riach tima to be shoylet on this world, which on Shabbos it doesn't have. So now that there's a difference between Shabbos and weekday, also between the foods that we eat and the smells that we have, so we know that there's a difference between tima and tara. So the separation of Yom HaShvi, Masa, Shabbos, and weekday brings to the difference between tumah and tahar. Like we said, the tam and the pyrus, the taste and the smell and the all the fruits. And this Tuma and Tahara, the Havdalah, that brings to the Havdalah the separation between Mayim Elyon and Mayim Tachtoinim, the upper waters, which is the sky, the Shemayim, Sham Mayim, and the what we know as earth. That the Shemayim is all made up of all water, which is all tahar, the Shemayim, and the Oretz, which is the land that with the earth that we're on, is a place where people do chatam, they do sins and a tima. And continues there, Shimshon, that the praise of Hashem comes out between the Mayim Tachtoinim and the Mayim Elyonim, because it only could come out from a place of tahara. It can't come from tima. It can't come from tima. But the Mayim Elyonim is Kiloi Mayim, and it's all Tahoyim, and that is the Tumah and Tahara bring to the separation, also the Havdalah between Mayim Elyonim, Mayim Tachtoinim. And once we know that there's that the praise of Hashem can only come at a place of Tahara, that brings us to the last point of the Medrash, which says Ben Kohanim Levim Yisraelim, that Yisrael, that what? That Kohanim that are like the Shlichim of the Eibishter have to be separate from Tima. They have to be only a place of Tahara, because they're Shlichim of the Eibishter. So just like they are Muvdil, they are separate because of the avodah that they do. The Leviim are separate because of the Melacha that they do, because these eat Trima and these eat Masa. And automatically the Yisraelim that don't eat Trima and not Masa, they're also different. And that is the explanation of the Medrash. And he explains that one brings to the other. So like we said, Ben Kodesh L'Chol brings to Ben Or L'Choshech, and the Ben Or L'Choshech brings to Ben Yisrael Amim, and Ben Yisrael Amim brings to Ben Yom HaShvi L'Sheish Masa, and Ben Yom HaShvi L'Sheish Masa brings to Ben Tumay L'Tohar, and Tumay L'Tohar brings to Ben Mayim Elyonim L'Tachtoinim, and that brings to Ben Kohanim Leviim V'Yisraelim. Getting Tug.